Well, hello there. I am back with another video. Probably going to make this one pretty simple, pretty short and sweet, but I wanted to talk about a beer. I think the last three video segments that I've done have been on all local craft beer, specifically the Sweetwater brand. Um, Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I was just rolling through the liquor store and I went to just kind of buy like a six pack, just kind of on a whim. But I landed on this guy right here, and this is an Italian beer, pretty well respected brand. It's called Birra Moretti, and Birra Moretti, and most people when they think Italian beers, if you're an American, you're just thinking Peroni. That's the probably the most popular brand, and I love Peronis. They're nice, crisp, refreshing. It's a light lager, and you can kind of really just enjoy like sitting outside on a warm day, drinking an ice cold Peroni. Um, there's a great time and just an essence of just enjoying those moments. I think it does kind of speak to the tradition of simplicity, living in the moment, just kind of this carefree mentality and attitude that comes with Italy. As we know about the food and the culture, it's very just lighthearted, laid back, simple, but delicious and rich. Rich in its and its appreciation. Really, it's rich in its appreciation for the moment and for life, and for this kind of nice, hassle, stress-free mode of living. So, in the essence of the warm day out there, I just kind of reached for this particular six pack. And I don't think I've actually ever drank this beer, so I'm really kind of curious to see exactly what it tastes like. It's got a great label. I brought up the website, and just kind of reading the history of this beer. Just like so much of like old world food and wine culture, there's a story behind this particular brand. Um, the company and their manufacturing is out of Friuli. Friuli is in the Veneto region of the country. So I've got a few different web pages here that I'm going to sort of point to. So, as we all know, the map of Italy is shaped like a boot. It took me a while to really kind of understand, well, what do they mean by the shape of a boot? Well, it really just kind of looks like an elongated peninsula that's just kind of angled. But the boot, it's right there. That's the southern part of the country. Of course, you have Sicily, and then you have Sardinia. Sardinia, I think, is right there. Sicily, and then you have southern Italy. So the climate in South Italy is quite warm, almost kind of a harsh terrain for agriculture. So they don't really, I think they grow like Calabrian peppers grow really well. There are some varietals of wine which can sustain and tolerate the warmer climates, the hot climates. You do get some wine production in the southern region, but typically, like most of your wine production is going to come from the Tuscan region, which is right up here, or the Piedmont region, which is in this area here. I think you have Roma right around there. Milano is up here in the Tuscan region. But we're talking about like Veneto, where Venice is, kind of close to like the Austrian border. So this is where this is where Friuli, this is where they produce the Birra Moretti. What I was finding about on the history, our story began in 1859. The little village that this company was founded out of, looks like that village was, first indoctrinated in like 1350. You know, so just fun, like old historic story to speak about. But yeah, happy to give it a taste. You know, in keeping with the tradition, I'm just going to use a wine glass here. Just to give a few specs on this particular one, so it's 4.6% ABV, and it is actually not a 12-ounce bottle. It is an 11.2-ounce bottle, so a little lower in its content, but nonetheless, yeah, like right off the roof, it hits you with that that bready grain aroma. It's like just some freshly packed grain and hops packed inside that bottle, and you get that smell immediately upon taking a whiff. Wow, it's unmistakable. Peroni has a similar aroma. I would say that the richness of the nose on this one is a little bit heavier than a Peroni. You know, it kind of like that smell is almost like an interplay between like fresh, like a beef bourguignon with like a nice heavy sauce, like that just rich kind of flavorful smell that you would get coming out of a kitchen at like some nice French restaurant. That might be a little overkill, but honestly, like that is the complexity and the richness of this aroma is what that reminds me of. So like if I were to give this a scale rating, on a scale, like I'd give the nose a 9. Yeah, it's a pleasantly well balanced beer. The flavor is not terribly intense. It is nice, medium bodied flavor, but not overwhelming. The flavor doesn't last all that long. It's kind of got somewhat of a quick finish, but it is refreshing, and it does coat the palate of the mouth really well. Yeah, a little hint of an amber flavor, but kind of just that nice, well-rounded, grainy lager profile. Um, so, yeah, I think that this is a very good tasting beer, paired well probably with any number of different types of food. Right off the bat, I'm thinking like a little charcuterie board would go great, sitting al fresco in a patio, sipping some of these Birra Moretti, along with some tallagio, cheese, whatever your favorite, um, with a little meat. Yeah, I'm sure I will enjoy the 6-pack of beer that I have sitting in the refrigerator. Until later, so long. Ciao.